Sıradaki konuşmacımız Robert Breadon, F.G. Wilson'dan geliyor. Robert, stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Breedon. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for F.G. Wilson. I'm responsible for the local dealer Borasan, who represent F.G. Wilson in Turkey. Today's seminar, with a very short time, I want to talk through a number of different areas. The first area I want to look at is generator selection. So when you're selecting gensets for data centers, it's very important to look at the critical loads and managing them critical loads. So when we're looking at critical loads, primarily the UPS and chiller load, we need to not only look at the actual matching of the generator to the genset sizing. We also need to look at areas when there's abnormal situations. For example, if a UPS goes into bypass, the genset has to deal with the abnormal conditions that may arise then. So in that case, the genset is directly connected to the IT load, the critical load. So that presents some different issues to the genset itself, and especially because server load in many cases have high capacitive effect, probably a bit more non-linear or distorting load. And in a situation where a UPS has went into bypass, the genset needs to potentially take a large transient load step. So we have to select the genset for that type of application and match the performance of the machine to that particular condition. So there's a lot of different elements to selection of gensets and we have a very short time here, but I just wanted to point out that's probably one of the issues and one of the areas that we need to really take particular attention to when we're selecting a genset for that type of condition. There's many other areas that we could talk about, but I've only a few minutes here today, so I just wanted to sort of leave you with that in that particular area. So the next particular element that we need to look at is the ratings of the machine and actually providing when you've got a machine operating in a data center. Most data centers have Uptime Institute qualification, and Uptime Institute have a very particular requirement in relation to how the standby power, the backup power is provided for your data center. And in fact, it sounds a bit strange, but they actually see the genset as the primary source of power. They also have no limitations on runtime, and you can be up to 100% load factor. So in our particular case, our product has, we have authorization from Uptime Institute to offer a data center continuous rating, and that rating meets the requirements of Tier 3. We've worked with our sister company Perkins to deliver a rating that gives you Tier 3, Tier 4 performance as per the slide, the points in the slide. And we provide product up to 2 megawatts DCC from our portfolio of products. So that's just, again, a short synopsis of ratings. There's a lot more to that, but the key thing to take away is we can provide Uptime Institute rated for Tier 3 and Tier 4 type data centers. Probably an area that's very, very important is when you've got your generator selected and the correct rating, is then delivering a genset into its environment, into the data center itself, and that's normally in a containerized package. And we need to take into consideration a number of different elements. So the ambient, obviously the area where it's working, noise requirements. So there may be very specific noise requirements that the site needs to deal with, and there might be planning regulations around that. There might be sightline, there might be exhaust stack, so height limitations for your actual data center. So in that sort of situation, we need to size the genset, and when you have lower noise requirements, so if you have a very tight noise requirement, that will almost certainly make your package bigger. So you have to take that into consideration in relation to your overall package design. And from our perspective, Borosan, our local dealer, have a lot of experience in that area and can support you in any particular aspects of that. And certainly after, if you have any particular new data centers that you need to talk about, we'll be on the stand and we can certainly give you some help on that. So again, that's an area that's really, really important, very important, the integrating of the genset into your data center and the overall package. We need to take the main points that are out there into consideration. So control systems, again, this slide's got a lot of points on it, and I don't have time to go through it in real detail. Like any of the manufacturers, we use the main control systems that are in the market. And the key thing we want from our control system is reliability, ease of use, and operator ease of use, and also from our commissioning point of view that they're very, very straightforward to operate. And a key thing that I think is important is also the support from these control systems can be quite sophisticated, and we like to have a lot of good support from the suppliers. Now, there's a lot of points in that slide, and I don't have time. If I start speaking through every of them, we'll be here to lunchtime. But I think the key thing to take away is that we can provide a control system that will provide you right from auto start, very basic auto start controls with your relative protection for your genset, right up to your high-end redundant PLC for your control of your complete system, and we can tailor your control system and your generator controls for your data center in points in between. The key thing also is most control systems today can integrate very well with your building management, your system management, with the communication protocols that are available. So, sort of finally, and probably the most important part of any project is the project delivery. So I would set out in 4 different areas. Obviously, defining the project, working out what the customer needs, his particular requirements, working out the scope, coming up with a very detailed plan of how you're going to deliver that. That's obviously, we've talked about the selection of the genset for your application, but also the overall design of your control system, your fuel system, and obviously the package itself to meet your noise requirements, and also the site layouts where you're going to position your containerized package on your site. And then the delivery aspect is very important from our perspective. The customer has bought a machine, has bought a genset. He wants to see it working, so we offer full factory witness testing, so the customer can see the machine operating on full load and obviously its functionality. He can also, then we have done our bit almost, but then the delivery of the package on site, the project delivery is, in this case, our local dealer will be totally involved in providing the full installation, commissioning, and any sort of documentation. Now, that's quite a lot of information, a lot of things to do, but that involves risk assessments, method statements, all that type of thing for a full site installation. And then the closure of the project. Basically, you've installed, you've commissioned, and you then do a full integrated test and at that stage, hopefully hand a very good working project over to your customer. Not on that slide, but I think probably the most important thing is the relationship does not end there. That's just your delivery of your package and your working project. I think it's very, very important is the relationship continuing. So the after-sales support, the continual support during the life cycle of the machines, and that's probably where we see as FG Wilson the most valuable part. So the customer it doesn't end when we hand it over. It's a continual relationship that, in this case, our local dealer Barasan, if you have projects, they will continue to support both from a warranty perspective and a day-to-day maintenance if there's a service level agreement in place. So that's really the core of my message. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of some of the FG Wilson, a long-established brand, well over 50 years in the generator market, and we have installed data centers throughout the world, and you can see we have about 1.3 gigawatts of generation in small and up to. I've worked on data centers with 40 to 50 megawatts of generation on one site. So a lot of experience that we bring to this area. And I really have not much more to say. I think I'm probably out of time or maybe over time. I've tried to work through this as quickly as possible. If there's any questions, I know we can't take questions here, but if there's anybody who wants to talk to us after, we'll be on our stand in the next room. Please come along and we'll be glad to answer any points that you have. And thank you for your attention today. I hope it's been of some use, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you very much.